Hi guys, and welcome to another track guide video. Today we can see on the screen we are at Mount Panorama in Gr.4. For this track guide I'm using the TT Cup car, which in my opinion is one of the fastest car, especially if you're kind of in the hard acceleration zones, and it's really good. You might use the RCZ, it's also a really good car for this combo. So this time let's use the TT Cup and see how it goes. Let's get started. Let's get going, guys. So first braking point, a little bit before the 50-meter sign, you will see this mark. So this is your first reference point. Start to brake here. Also try to brake in the straight line. Downshift into second. Not a lot of trail braking because the car likes to slide and doesn't really like the trail braking that much. Up in the third gear and full throttle out, so you can have a much better exit. So we will now fast forward this part. As you can see, I was a little bit ahead of my Ghost. Nothing too much, but maybe a few thousandths of a second faster. So our second braking point, as you can see on the left, this is what I'm using as my reference. So downshifting in the third gear, you may want to stay on the curb, but make sure that you go for the late apex so you can get a better exit out of the turn, and do not go too wide because this will probably lose you time. So slowing down this footage. So as you can see, I'm staying in fourth gear until I reach this point. So until you reach the shadow in front of you. So this is the point when you tap the brakes slightly, and then when the car straightens up, you start to brake in the straight line and downshift it into second gear. So when you kind of get the rotation of the car in the second gear, and early upshift into third gear to prevent that wheel spin of the tires. So when you pass the tree on the left, this is the point when you start to steer, and gotta make sure that you use it. I would say that you use the full throttle. I lifted a little bit, lost some time. As you can see, a little lift again here, nothing too much, just to keep the car on the road until this point. So the beginning of the curb on the right. So release the power and back on the power as soon as you possibly can. Sorry. So another one when you just lift and nothing too much, just a short lift. So until this point, until you reach the shadow. So again, try to brake in the straight line as much as you possibly can in the fourth gear, and then when the curb on the left ends, so downshift in the third, and you may even want to stay in third. You don't need that much of the rotation, you just need to carry a lot of speed, and quick movements of the wheel and cut the corner on the left really helps to boost your overall lap time. So in the fourth gear, and wait until you pass the sign on the left. So when you pass the sign, release the throttle. So as you can see on the screen, releasing the throttle, tapping the brakes, and now when you see this point, so when the kind of the fence changes color, this is the point when you go fully on the brakes. But again, try to brake in the straight line. I didn't do that much here, so I could have carried a little bit more speed, and the most important thing here is upshift in the third gear and put the power back down really quick. So helps the time, helps the car, sorry, to boost your lap time. Get a really great exit under this main straight. You will probably get a lot of time just by getting a decent exit. So now in our last section of the track, as you can see, I'm using the 150-meter sign as a reference, but you may want to brake a little bit later. I put the markers down, so I would say 125 meters, let's say like that. So I was a little bit aggressive here, as you can see on the screen, but the early upshift into fourth gear just to prevent the wheel spin and get a better exit. So I kind of lost maybe a tenth there, but in the end it was all good, and I decided to post this track guide. So another reference on the left, as you can see here. Also braking in a straight line, second gear, clip the apex on the left. When you clip the apex, upshift in the third gear and full throttle out. So guys, we'll cross the finishing line, I think, in 2:11.267. In my opinion, a really decent time. I think it puts me around 30th place on the EMEA board, so it was okay in the end. So if you like the video, guys, please make sure that you leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel as usual. So until the next time, guys, bye.